Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you, Governor, for that extraordinary introduction. Excuse me, and for the cold that I'm trying to fight through a little bit this morning, and for your incredible leadership and that of your administration that you've shown on STEM education. Ladies and gentlemen, I learned very early on in my Massachusetts political career that the absolute last place you ever want to be in a speaking program is after Governor Patrick. So I promise to keep these remarks very, very short. First and foremost, I'm so sorry that I'm not able to be with you today in person, but unfortunately, votes have kept me in Washington for the day. But I'm proud to virtually host you all in the 4th District today and to get the chance to address you all for a few moments this morning. I guess it's fitting at a STEM conference that we try to put technology to good use. Back home, I have the distinct honor of serving as the honorary chair of Governor Patrick's STEM Advisory Council. As a recovering engineer and a member of the Science and Technology Committee here in Washington, I've worked hard to fill the shoes of former STEM Council Chair, Lieutenant Governor Tim Murray, who, along with Governor Patrick, really provided the vision that has gotten this state's STEM efforts off the ground. At the Council this year, we've talked a lot about using STEM not only as a vehicle for innovation and growth, but for access and opportunity. Advanced manufacturing, clean energy, defense, IT, life sciences. There are two important things those industries all have in common. One, they are rapidly growing here in Massachusetts. And two, while they require their fair share of engineers and PhDs, they also require dozens, hundreds of middle-skilled workers to bring their products to market. According to a recently released Brookings report, the hidden STEM economy, half of all available STEM jobs do not require a 4-year degree. Those jobs come with good wages, room for growth, and they can be found in every state across our country, whereas the high-skill STEM jobs remain clustered in places like Cambridge and Silicon Valley. For urban and rural communities alike, for this country's older industrial hubs, like our gateway cities, as well as our newer metropolitan areas, this is a tremendous opportunity. It's a chance to rebuild the one thing our slowly recovering economy needs most of all: pathways to strong middle-class jobs. I had the privilege of touring a fantastic Massachusetts company earlier this year, AccuRounds in Avon. This advanced manufacturing company has been a leader in utilizing the strength of our vocational school system here in the Commonwealth to find and train a top-flight STEM workforce. While I was at their facility, I met a young lady, about 26 years old, the youngest of 3 girls, whose parents had immigrated to Fall River from Portugal several years ago. Her father had worked as a painter, her mother a seamstress. She herself was never a bookworm, she told me, but that didn't mean she didn't love to learn. When her 2 sisters decided to go to Diamond Vocational School, she watched them come home with robots and construction projects and electric gear, and that inspired her in a way no classroom ever had. She told her parents she was going to go to vocational school, skip college, and get a job. And as she was telling us this story, she remembered the way her father would gently tease her: if you don't go to college, you're going to end up working at McDonald's. Not one to be deterred, she graduated from Diamond Voc, got connected with AccuRounds. She's now been there for 7 years, promoted twice, makes a good living, and most importantly, said, "My work makes me feel good about myself." And her father is very proud. I met another gentleman there from Brockton who found his way to AccuRounds after graduating from Southeastern Regional in Easton. Just 3 years later, thanks to the support and flexibility the company gives him, he's 2 semesters away from getting his associate's degree in mechanical engineering at Bristol Community College. These stories underline the simple truth about success in this country. We have never taken a one-size-fits-all approach. We learn in different ways, are inspired by different things, and are driven by different priorities. An effective, dynamic 21st century education system accounts for that. It doesn't try to wish it away. So I believe it's time to broaden the discussion this country is having about STEM. And as is common on this and many other topics, Massachusetts is absolutely leading the way. That's why I'm happy to be here today to help Governor Patrick and the Council introduce STEM Plan 2.0. 2.0 builds on the success our state has seen to date and works to expand the scope of our efforts so that zip code, skin color, and gender can no longer be used to predict a student's interest or involvement in STEM, just as the governor was talking about. It works to increase access in low-income and minority communities, where the opportunities provided by STEM are most often needed but hardest to come by. And it seeks to address the stubborn interest gap that keeps too many qualified female students out of STEM professions. And it also tries to better support the vocational schools, community colleges, and workforce training programs that provide an entry point to STEM for students who might not find one otherwise. Today, our country faces an opportunity gap that, left unchecked, will slow us down for generations. Income inequality and the rising cost of everything from healthcare to higher education are threatening our greatest strength, economic mobility. If we want to retain our status as a global leader, if we want to seize the enormous potential being laid at our feet by a growing innovation economy, just as the governor discussed, and if we want to give our local economies the support that they need to rebuild and thrive, then we have to have and create the biggest, strongest, most inclusive education to employment pipeline in the world. I believe that STEM lies at the heart of those efforts. So in closing, I want to thank the council and their impressive new executive director, Allison Sheff, for their tireless work on STEM Plan 2.0. I want to once again thank Governor Patrick for making sure that our state isn't just engaging in these national conversations, but that we are leading them. I want to thank all of you for your interest, your engagement, and hard work. I hope you enjoyed the day. You'll be hearing a little bit more from me later. Thanks so much.